A legion of heroes and villains are assembling before our eyes as James Gunn's DCU finally starts to take shape. Here are all the superheroes who have been confirmed so far. January 2023 saw the announcement of the DCU's first feature film, Superman, though it took a while before DC Studios revealed any names attached to the project. But in June 2023, the studio announced David Corenswet as its new Man of Steel, while Rachel Brosnahan was cast as Lois Lane, and Nicholas Hoult was later confirmed to be playing villain Lex Luthor. Corenswet landed the role with less than a decade of experience in Hollywood, having launched his acting career with the 2014 internet comedy series Moe and Jerry Weather. His breakout role came in 2019 when he played the recurring part of River Barkley in The Politician. He's had some film work as well, most notably playing a supporting role in 2024's Twisters. Reactions to the film's first teaser suggest that the actor will knock it out of the park when the film debuts, which makes sense as he's been interested in the role for years. Way back in 2019, before his casting was even a glimmer in James Gunn's eyes, the actor told Entertainment Weekly, "My pie-in-the-sky ambition is definitely to play Superman. I would love to see somebody do an upbeat throwback take on Superman." After being cast as the iconic hero, he revealed that he drew inspiration from Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely's critically acclaimed All-Star Superman for his interpretation of the character. Not long after the major leads for Superman were announced, other casting news followed. In July 2023, DC Studios revealed that Eddie Gathegi would play Mr. Terrific, and now that the teaser is out, there's much that can be gleaned from his appearance. The original Mr. Terrific debuted in 1942, but the one featured in the film is the second man to take up the mantle, Michael Holt, who premiered in 1997's The Spectre issue 54. Gathegi has said that he takes his role as Mr. Terrific seriously and hit the gym to get in shape for the part. The costume and iconic T-shaped mask he wears are taken straight out of the comics, giving him a look that's incredibly accurate to the source material. This actually isn't the first time Gathegi has played a superhero. He portrayed Darwin in 2011's X-Men First Class, although that role was short-lived.
Adapt to this.
Outside of his superhero performances, Gathegi has had notable roles in The Blacklist and For All Mankind, to name a few. Nathan Fillion's name was announced alongside Eddie Gathegi's in July 2023, with the veteran actor playing Guy Gardner, one of Earth's Green Lanterns. Guy appears briefly in the Superman teaser, and yes, that horrendous bowl cut is 100% comic accurate. Guy debuted in 1968's Green Lantern issue 59, and is easily one of DC Comics' most powerful lanterns. He's egocentric and kind of a jerk to work with, but he's a true superhero at heart, and a great addition to the DCU.
Ooh, does it mean little criminal need his diaper changed?
As for Fillion, well, he's obviously no stranger to comic book roles, or working with James Gunn. Their long list of collaborations includes Slither, Super, The Suicide Squad, a voice cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy, and an on-screen appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. When he's not playing a character in a superhero movie, Fillion is busy on the small screen. He's currently the lead in The Rookie, though he's probably best known for playing Mal Reynolds in Firefly and Richard Castle in Castle. Fillion actually isn't new to playing a Green Lantern either, as he's provided the voice for another Lantern, Hal Jordan, in multiple animated DC projects. Isabela Merced was revealed to be playing DC's Hawkgirl in July 2023, alongside the casting announcements for Guy Gardner and Mr. Terrific. She appears in the Superman teaser, but it's unclear what her role will be in the film. Hawkgirl is a complicated character with a backstory that involves centuries of reincarnation. Merced is portraying the Kendra Saunders incarnation, who first appeared in 1999's JSA Secret Files and Origins issue 1. Saunders' body is inhabited by the spirit of the first Hawkgirl, Chiara Hall, but she retains Kendra's mind and memories. Merced has appeared in several high-profile projects since she started acting, including Sony's much-derided Madam Web and the more successful Alien Romulus. She's also slated to appear in The Last of Us Season 2. Merced approached the casting process for Superman without knowing much about the project. When she landed the role, she said she burst into tears and immediately called her mom to let her know. She's also said that she's a big fan of her character's costume, telling Empire, "I'm geeking out every time I try on the supersuit. It's just the coolest thing in the world to me." 2023 also saw the announcement that Anthony Carrigan will play Metamorpho in Superman. Metamorpho first appeared in 1965's The Brave and the Bold, issue 57, and he's somewhat unusual. Often a hero, though occasionally a villain, Rex Mason, aka Metamorpho, can transmute his body into any element on the periodic table. He typically exists as 4 elements at the same time, giving his body a patchwork appearance. Metamorpho's unique abilities make him a highly skilled combatant, as he can reshape his limbs into tools and weapons, and is able to withstand attacks that would kill most people.
Bulletproof. That's
That's annoying. Tip of the iceberg, Strokey.
Carrigan has been acting since the late 2000s, a career that includes 2 stints in DC projects, Mist in The Flash and Victor in Gotham. Carrigan has expressed his excitement over playing Metamorpho, telling Variety, "It'll certainly be a bit of a jump. I'm excited to play someone completely different and surprise people with just being unrecognizable." DC characters Ultraman and the Engineer are expected to be the main villains of the upcoming Superman movie, but we're keeping the focus on the heroes here. One thing that most fans know about Superman is that he has a cousin named Kara Zor-El, better known as Supergirl. January 2024, DC Studios announced that Millie Alcock, of House of the Dragon fame, will play Supergirl in the DCU. The casting announcement centered around the character's solo film, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, is slated to hit theaters sometime in 2026. According to James Gunn, it will draw from the comic of the same name. Alcock's IMDb page also lists Superman as a forthcoming project, so she's likely to appear in that film too, though the first teaser doesn't include her. Alcock began her professional acting career in 2014 and is best known for playing a young princess, Rhaenyra Targaryen, in HBO's House of the Dragon, and we're excited to see what she does with the iconic DC character. While Gardner will make his debut in Superman, he's far from the only Green Lantern in the DC universe. The original Silver Age Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, was previously portrayed in live action by Ryan Reynolds, but DC Studios announced in September 2024 that Kyle Chandler landed the role. One of DC Comics' first Silver Age superheroes, Hal Jordan is a test pilot turned space cop who's been in the Justice League and other organizations. While he isn't slated to appear in Superman, Chandler will play the character in the forthcoming TV series Lanterns, which will be centered around an Earth-based murder mystery in the United States. Chandler has been working in movies and TV since the 1980s and is probably best known for his work in Friday Night Lights. His casting received immediate backlash from fans over his age, as Chandler was born in 1965. James Gunn laughed off these concerns, pointing to the nature of the story, which calls for an older, grounded, and more seasoned Jordan than the one typically depicted in the comics. In October 2024, it was revealed that Pierre will play John Stewart in Lanterns. Like Hal Jordan, the character isn't expected to appear in Superman or other projects prior to the Green Lantern series debut in 2026. John Stewart first appeared in 1971's Green Lantern issue 87, and he's been a staple in numerous games, animated series, and comics ever since. Stewart is a more focused Lantern than most, as well as a natural-born leader, making him an ideal superhero. Since his introduction, he's been one of DC's most popular Green Lanterns, and fans have wanted to see him in live action for a long time.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
Pierre is a relative newcomer to Hollywood, having launched his acting career in 2016. In addition to starring in Netflix's 2023 hit movie Rebel Ridge, he's probably best known for playing Dev M in Krypton, so he's already experienced DC's superhero world prior to this casting. Regarding his emerald-hued superhero role, Pierre has constantly expressed his admiration for the character.
For me, this character has always, radiated class. He's always radiated charisma, strength.
One of the most anticipated casting announcements in DC film history hit on December 30th, 2024, when DC Studios revealed that Jason Momoa will play Lobo. Folks have been fan casting Momoa as DC's main man for years, but it looked as if it would never happen when he landed the role of Aquaman in the DCEU. Fortunately, James Gunn isn't worried about the double DC casting and is making Momoa's and a lot of fans' dreams come true.
Yes, we're doing this the fun way.
Lobo is an anti-hero if there ever was one. Having killed his entire species, he's the last Xarnian. Lobo once died and screwed up the afterlife so badly that he was kicked out, effectively making him immortal. Though he does work alongside DC's heroes as often as he fights them, he's a space dolphin-loving bounty hunter with a bad attitude who's appeared in animated series and a whole mess of comics since his debut. Roughly translated, his name means he who devours your entrails and thoroughly enjoys it. So, not the first choice of friends to bring home for Sunday supper. Lobo will appear in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Momoa is an ideal choice for the role. The actor's career exploded when he played Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones, and he's been a go-to action star for years. Prior to his latest DC casting, Momoa said, "So Lobo was, I collect comics, and I don't do so much anymore, but he was always my favorite, and they always wanted to play Lobo because I'm like, hello, it's the perfect role." The project that officially launched at DCU in December 2024 is Creature Commandos, an animated series airing on Max. The first season introduces the main characters, nearly all of whom are monsters recruited by Amanda Waller, voiced by Viola Davis, reprising her Suicide Squad role to take on shady missions under the command of General Rick Flag Sr., voiced by Frank Grillo. Reviews for Creature Commandos have been excellent, and it's proved to be an impressive lead-in to the DCU. The show features an excellent ensemble cast, and the elements common in a James Gunn project, which makes sense since he's the show's creator and writer. Bringing Davis back as Waller cements the show in the DCU, and makes her one of only a handful of actors to portray their characters in both Warner Brothers' new cinematic universe and the DCEU. Joining Davis are Indira Varma as the Bride, Alan Tudyk as Dr. Phosphorus, Sean Gunn as both Weasel and G.I. Robot, Zoe Chow as Nina Mazursky, and David Harbour as Frankenstein. Technically, the Creature Commandos aren't so much superheroes as they are monsters who kill Nazis, though this does place them on the hero's side. Interestingly, Gunn pitched the series prior to landing his gig co-running DC Studios, then later approved the pitch himself when he accepted his much larger job.
You wanted monsters. You got monsters.
James Gunn began working with DC prior to the establishment of the DCU was 2021's The Suicide Squad, which introduces John Cena as Peacemaker. The success of that film and the fans' love of Cena's character led to the development of the Peacemaker series in 2022, but it wasn't clear if he would be a part of the DCU once it launched. Fortunately, Gunn found a way, and Peacemaker Season 2 will fit into his overarching narrative for the new universe. Gunn has revealed that Peacemaker Season 2 takes place after the events in Superman, and the film will have an impact on the story depicted in the TV show. Peacemaker has been incredibly well received, so it's unsurprising that another season is on the way, and fans can rejoice in knowing the character has a future in the new DCU. Peacemaker introduced several characters that resonated with fans, so it's likely several will make the leap into the DCU alongside John Cena. One of the few has been confirmed as Freddie Stroma's Vigilante, Peacemaker's best friend, after Eagly, of course, who appears in all 8 episodes of the first season.
He has mental issues.
Stroma has been acting since 2006. Some of his most notable work prior to donning a mask includes his role as Cormac McLachlan in 3 Harry Potter films and Prince Friedrich in Bridgerton. Stroma took over his DC role after Chris Conrad left the show over creative differences. As a result of the recasting, Stroma had to reshoot the character's scenes from the first 5 episodes to replace Conrad's work. In 2023, Gunn posted on X that, quote, "Yes, Freddie as Vigilante is still around. It's unclear if he was specifically referring to Peacemaker Season 2 or the DCU as a whole. Still, since Gunn revealed that the show's second season connects to other projects in the franchise, it seems that Stroma isn't going anywhere anytime soon." Of all the actors who appeared as leads in the DCEU films, only one is confirmed to be making the leap to the DCU. Xolo Maridueña portrayed Jamie Reyes, aka Blue Beetle, in 2023's movie of the same name, which ended up being the penultimate film of the DCEU. While it was critically acclaimed, the film wasn't a financial success, though that might have been due to fans' belief that the character wouldn't go anywhere when James Gunn took the reins at DC Studios. However, just over a month after the film's theatrical debut, Gunn posted on Threads that Maridueña and Blue Beetle were sticking around. As of right now, the only announced plan for Blue Beetle is an untitled animated series that is still in development. It may be a while before it surfaces, but until then, fans can rest assured that the character's story didn't end when the DCEU closed its doors to make way for the DCU.